Welcome to more on Carrier Ethernet from MEF. My name is Glenn Parsons with Ericsson, and I'm a contributor to the mobile backhaul efforts here at MEF. This video introduces Carrier Ethernet for mobile backhaul and specifically the new work on backhaul for heterogeneous networks and small cells. Now, one of the end user experience challenges with the existing mobile network has been on capacity and coverage. And the problems that we have with the mobile network currently, as you have on the edges of the network, issues with capacity as well as in buildings within the network. And there are several ways that this can be alleviated to increase your capacity and coverage. The first thing that you could do is to improve the existing macro base stations, adding advanced antennas, spectrum aggregation, things like this. You could also add more macro base stations as well to increase the capacity and coverage. But what we're focusing on here in MEF with phase 3 of the mobile backhaul initiative is small cells. And you can add these new small cells in buildings. You could add them on the edges of your existing macro network, or you could have deploy a network of just these small cells. So as part of MEF 22 phase 3, small cells is a key portion of this. But we're also looking at time and phase synchronization, adding details on that for the mobile backhaul network, as well as multi-SEN or multi-operator networks. Now, it's interesting to note that small cells that are currently being deployed, that probably follow LTE Release 8 or Release 9, can be already supported with the mobile backhaul as defined in MEF 22.1, which is our phase 2 release. One of the things to note that we're looking at is that there are some LTE advanced features that may require a better performance on the backhaul network. And these features like intercell interference coordination, coordinated multipoint, are some of these features that could take advantage of an improved backhaul. But now, instead of getting into the details of describing each of those features within MEF, what we've looked at instead is to define different degrees of macro to small cell radio coordination. And so we come from no coordination between the two base stations to a loose coordination, a tight coordination, and finally to a very tight coordination. And the point is that these different levels of radio coordination would have different performance requirements on the backhaul. So if you have no coordination, you could have the existing backhaul that we have right now from MEF with the performance requirements, where if you have a tight coordination, then you need something perhaps a little bit better. And so what we've described is that for this good radio performance for a existing mobile backhaul network to support this loose coordination or no coordination, we're looking at delays of up to 100 milliseconds, return trip time, delay variation of 10 milliseconds. This can be deployed with the networks that are already existing. Now, if we want to take advantage of some of the LTE advanced features with a tight radio coordination, we're looking at specifying a network that can have 1 to 10 milliseconds return trip time and also support perhaps time synchronization down to 2 microseconds to support some specific features. Now, in addition to this, what we're looking at is additional small cell use cases. So in addition to the use case where the small cell would connect directly to the backhaul network, to the network controller, we have a new case where it would connect directly instead to the existing macro site within a particular area. And this particular then backhaul between those two sites, the macro and the small cell, would have a tighter radio coordination requirement and thus have a tighter performance requirement. So we're looking at specifying new performance tiers for that. And then finally, we're looking at perhaps a new type of use case with a small cell aggregation node. And this small cell aggregation node could be indoors in a building, and then you could have the existing mobile backhaul with its existing performance coming to that small cell aggregation node, and then the tighter radio coordination could be in building between the small cells and not be on the backhaul network itself. So this is just some examples of some of the work that we're working on to cover small cells in the Metro Ethernet Forum, and noting that we can already cover a lot of existing cases of small cell deployment with our existing MEF 22.1 phase 2. We hope you found this useful. My name is Glenn Parsons of Ericsson, and on behalf of MEF, I'd like to note that you can find additional information on metroethernetforum.org.